Uh, Larry and I met, because we both had the same morning routine. For about 5 years before we met, I had been going, I'd had the same morning routine. So I would leave my house and go just across the street from our neighborhood. There was a gas station, which here in Atlanta, they're called Racetracks, is the brand of gas station. So I'd head over to the racetrack and I would get my coffee. And, it's always in this racetrack styrofoam cup. And, in fact, I got made fun of relentlessly at work for my racetrack coffee. And when all the women had Starbucks and I had my gigantic racetrack cup, and, it's kind of a source of, making fun of me at work, but I loved it. And, the crew there is just amazing. The staff at Racetrack was just unbelievable. After a couple, years of going there, they knew me, and as soon as I'd come to the door, they'd be like, "Hey, Ellen, good morning, how you doing?" And they knew how I took my coffee, which at the time was just black with a little bit of non-fat milk. And they'd be like, "Is your milk over there? You got your milk?" And most times yes, but sometimes no. And they'd race over to the cooler and go get me my milk to have with my coffee. It was like just awesome. Awesome. No reason not to go there every morning. And, occasionally I would need gas on those mornings. So it was a good fit that I was already at a gas station. And on this particular morning, was one of those mornings where I needed gas. So I was at a pump, and it's so busy in the morning, slam packed. It's like a million cars coming in and out. It's the busiest time for a gas station. It's probably that, 7:30 to 8:30, time frame. And so I didn't want to take up a pump while I was getting my coffee. So I got in my car and I wanted to pull forward into one of the parking spots. And right as I did that, somebody jumped out in front of my car, ran in front of me, and I had to slam on my brakes. I was, one of my, fairly new Tacoma, pickup truck. And, so this guy jumps out in front of me and I slammed on the brakes. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He waved. He was like, "No problem." And he went inside. I pulled into my parking spot, went inside, got my coffee, did my normal routine, getting my coffee, and, got up to the checkout, and the guy that I almost killed earlier in the parking lot, was next to me checking out at the same time. And, just as I was checking out and paying and about to take my receipt and leave, he placed Justin's peanut butter cup down in front of me, a little twin pack of Justin's peanut butter cups, and said, "This is for you." And, something to brighten your morning or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And, took the peanut butter cup. He just left, just walked away. And, I went out to my truck and sat in my truck, and my mind was racing, and I was thinking, man, I've only got a couple seconds, to deal with this. Like, what am I supposed to do with this candy bar? And, made the decision to take my receipt that I just gotten and write my phone number on it. And so I wrote my phone number on it, and I looked in the windows and I waited for him to come out. And he came out, passed by my truck, and I rolled down my passenger window, and I said, "Hey!" And, he looked over at me, and I said, "Come on over." And I said, "Come on over." And he came over to my window, and I handed him the receipt with my phone number on it. And I said, "Well, then this is for you." And he looked at it and saw that it was my phone number and looks back up and goes, "No way." I remember it so well. "No way." And I said, "Yeah, call me sometime." And he said, "I will, darling." And then he left and texted me a little later, an appropriate amount of time later, something cute about the peanut butter cups. And, that kind of started our story.
Yeah.
You can tell our first date story.
Oddly enough, generally, there's this hypothetical rule of when you get a number to wait, how many ever days, I don't know what it is, but certainly not just one day. But the very next day, my boss, his son and his mother had tickets to a kind of a outdoor concert, and it was during COVID.
Yeah, October.
So, yeah, so they couldn't go for whatever reason. And I was the first one that he thought of to ask to go. And so he showed me the tickets, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." But I gotta, find another person to go. And I immediately thought of her because I just got her number. And so I texted her and I was like, "Hey, I know it's pretty sudden, like 24 hours, but,
I wasn't waiting for 6 days.
That's right.
Sorry about that.
But, would you want to go to this thing, this outdoor concerto?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, it's been COVID for however long, so I've been dying to get out and do something." So, we had our first date within days of transferring number.
It was, and I don't think they do them all over the world, but there was this kind of series of concerts called Candlelight. concerts by candlelight.
Oh, I went to a bunch of those.
So
That's beautiful.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah.
It was outdoors under this huge tree, and all the chairs were in pairs. They were all separated from each other, so it was very like you had your own private, almost little spot. And these little light up electrical candles everywhere. And it was for the Four Seasons String Quartet. I mean, it was the best date
Four
ever.
Seasons?
Yeah,
I went to that one.
Oh,
It's
nice.
incredible.
So incredible.
Yes,
yeah.
it was
We've been
good.
to another one since
Very
then.
good.
That was a nice start.
Yes.
Chocolate and a concert and Vivaldi can't get any better.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So and how long you dated?
We did, and then so actually it was that night.
I'm sorry.
It was that night that he picked me up. I let him pick me up, and I was like, well, could go either way. I could either get killed or I could end up with And this is when I lived next door to Mom. So Mom and I. Literally, my mom's was my next door neighbor. So I remember telling her, like, I'm going on this date, but don't come back, send the cavalry.
SOS.
Send an SOS. But, so he picked me up and I picked me up from my house. And that's when he saw, I think my dogs, Flo and Lola, had come to the window. They always did to say goodbye. So he knew I had these two dogs. So when he dropped me off, we pulling into my driveway at night, he said, you can say no. I understand. This is a weird request.
Can I come inside?
May I meet your dogs? Yes. And I was like, yeah, sure. So we met my dogs and instant bond. I think looking back, he knew what he was doing, but instant bond. My dogs fell in love with it, like instantly fell in love with it. And then our dates after that became us meeting, at a park. We walked the girls. So we walked the dogs, for a couple of an hour or two down this trail. And that was our dates for the next 5 or 6 dates.
Yeah.
We do that every other day. I think every other day we meet and walk the girls. So of course the girls loved Larry and loved looking forward to Larry. And I remember one time I got my hair done. It was probably 6 dates in or whatever. 6 times he's walking. I just got my hair done and I texted him and I was like, meet me for a drink. And he was like, okay. So we met for a drink at the, Smyrna Village and had a drink. And so I had been with him and went home having hung out with him, probably hugged him goodbye. And so I came home and they smelled him on me. Immediately, both girls were on me like they'd never been before, sniffing every inch of my pants. Flo jumped up on me. My Staffy jumped up on me and grabbed my leg and just was violently sniffing my leg like, how dare you have gone out with him without us? I mean, they were so mad that I'd seen you. I think I took a picture. She was literally holding my leg, trying to sniff me as hard as she could. I took a picture of her because it was so funny. They were so mad that I'd seen you, without them. And, it evolved after that. Of course, we were hanging out more and more and more. And, we met in October of 2020.
Yeah.
And I believe we were engaged the following June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He proposed in June.
That's amazing.
In Jacksonville, and again, under a beautiful tree, this huge live oak,
500-year-old tree.
Yeah. With the,
awesome.
Almost like the angel tree in South Carolina where the branches come down and they like go back up. It was just an epic tree.
Awesome.
And, so he proposed to me under that tree. And, we were there for work. We were there for
after
working on my rental property, laying bricks. Like Larry turned into a bricklayer that weekend. So we had to fix some bricks. So he YouTubed how to lay bricks and did that from my house. And then we were dirty and tired and we just saw this tree and pulled over and then he proposed to me under that tree.
Oh,
so I have my first pictures, most girls get their nails done when they're going to get engaged, when they know they're going to get engaged. They're always, keeping their manicures up. My fingernails were so dirty. Like I had dirt packed under my fingernails from how we were working in the yard for days. And so I took my first picture of my hand with my engagement ring on was filthy, dirty fingernails. Yeah.
Got him off.
And I was like, whatever. And Jane's like, my sister said it wouldn't be you if it was any other way. It wouldn't be right if your nails weren't dirty. And I was like, yeah, that's true.
That's pretty awesome. So what would be your message to people your age or any age? What would you like to them to know and believe?
My message to men is to hit on women in the wild. It still works. It's still great. I, of course, was on the dating app. We're a little, older. We met when I was 37.
36.
36? You're right. It was 36. And, so I had been on dating apps, met men on dating apps. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. It's a perfect way to meet people, but it's not the only way to meet people. And I am so eternally grateful that you took a chance It's not easy to do that.
Uh,
And I'm so blessed that you did and thankful that you did. And I hope more people do that. And I hope more women, are open to that, and maybe it's not, in my case, it was the cutest guy in the world, but maybe it's not the cutest guy in the world, but everyone deserves a chance. I think that more women should be open to men that hit on them in real life.
what about you, Larry? What would you like to share with the world?
I think it's keep an open mind. In this day and age, everybody's scared of everything. And, everybody, I think, has an idea of what they want, but it may not be what they need. And keeping an open mind really lets the world in. And I think that which constitutes the beauty of life is the variety and the randomness and the possibilities of really finding something new rather than what you always do, see, think, favor. And when you open yourself to possibilities, then amazing things happen. Absolutely things beyond you can imagine. And
Just
I
let
think,
it happen organically.
yeah,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think that's living. That's really living. And especially in the dating world, there is certainly a lot of, complications.
No kidding.
Yeah. but life's supposed to be fun. And if you don't let life be fun, then you're not really living. That's just the way it is.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
You're
Thank
for
you.
welcome.
agreeing. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Anytime.